I wasn't even gonna cover this one, to be honest with y'all, because it just hit too mainstream, right? And we know our the sellout decoders on YouTube, they're gonna get all the attention with this one, as they are pushed to the forefront as gatekeepers to deceive you, because somebody has to put the information out, right? So they hand select gatekeepers who are synced up with the religion, which is this code right here. Okay, and they always like want to speak about religion and talk about religion, right? So I am not one of those people, even though I will use this calculator to show you these connections with the English language and these four base ciphers. Okay, so yeah, I wasn't going to cover it, but I saw too many connections with the prior plane crash that I did just yesterday or the day before, something like that. So you see the thumbnail as well. 14 from figure skating community killed in plane crash. 6 of them from Boston club. Okay, I don't know, like a Boston figure skating club, I take it. Okay. So maybe we'll play this video here shortly, but let me read a little bit of this before we get into the breakdown. So 2 teenage figure skaters, their mothers, and 2 former world champions, okay, who were coaching at a historic Boston club, were among the 14 members of the skating community killed when an American Airlines flight collided with an Army helicopter Wednesday night and crashed into the frigid waters of the Potomac River. Okay? Something I noticed right away: 2 teenage figure skaters, their mothers. So that would be 2 mothers, right? If I'm not mistaken. And 2 former world champions. I know Boston equals 22 in this code right there. Boston 22. That's on the fly right there. Okay. And something, yeah. And we may get some more twos as we go along, okay? Skating Club of Boston CEO Doug Zegeby said Thursday that skaters Gina Hahn and Spencer Lane and their mothers were among those killed, along with 1994 pairs world champions Evgenia Shishkova and Vadim Nomov of Russia. Here are those characters right here. Here's Spencer Lane, Evgenia Shishkova. Here's the Instagram, Gina Hahn. Okay, and Vadim Nomov right here. Looks like he's connected to Shishkova here. Okay, you see them posing together right there. And I didn't go too much into these characters, as there's 4 characters, and that could turn out to be for a difficult and long breakdown. But I do have some connections with those characters here shortly, okay? In all, 14 of the victims were coming back from a national development camp for promising young skaters. And that syncs up with what you see in the thumbnail right there. with the NHL, ice skating, right? Hockey. Okay, so following the U.S. Championships in Wichita, Kansas. That's interesting because you have the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Even though they're Missouri, you still get like the Kansas with the language, right? Clubs in Philadelphia and the Washington area also express condolences for members of their community. That's all also interesting because the Chiefs are taking on Philadelphia in the Super Bowl. And who did they beat to advance? The Washington Commanders. Okay? We came here because we needed to be together. 1956 Olympic champion Tenley Albright said while standing in a rink outside Boston that is named for her, were family and its community and the skaters, the people who were on that plane. They're our family too. Okay. And so they say the frigid waters of the Potomac River. Okay. Where is the Potomac River? Right. So it says the Potomac River goes Maryland, West Virginia, Virginia, but I guess more importantly here, the District of Columbia, DC, right? So you see DC, right? Washington, DC. Okay. So keep note of that. And I think we can play uh and this was in DC, right? DC plane crash.
According to Wikipedia, on
They
January
already got the
29,
Wikipedia.
2025, American Eagle Flight
And
5342, a
notice how it's
scheduled domestic
Eagle,
passenger flight operated by a Bombardier CRJ 700 series airliner, collided midair with a United States Army Sikorsky U-60L Blackhawk helicopter while on final approach to Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport near Washington, D.C.
right? So there's a lot of stuff going on there. And notice how it's American Eagle Flight 5342 as the Philadelphia Eagles are about to hit the Super Bowl. Okay? And that 60L Blackhawk helicopter, notice the 60. Okay? Notice the 60. Like 6 of them from Boston Club killed. But when we scroll down the article, let's scroll down the article. We get another 60 connection. If I can find it, I might not be able to find it as there's a lot of paragraphs in here. Maybe not. Or maybe I'll come across it later. Look at this. From the Boston Club, the accident was an eerie reminder of a 61 plane crash. There's that number 61 that's been popping up a lot. And check this out. Albright said she would have gone to Europe to cheer the team on if she hadn't been in medical school at the time. She lost her coach and 22 friends. Remember, Boston equals 22 with this breakdown. Okay? And remember, 2 figure skaters, 2 parents, and then there was another 2 as well up there, okay? So that other 60 that I thought I saw, and look at this right. Yeah, there's a lot of 6s going on here. 6 white roses stood in 6 simple vases. And shout out to Richard West. He mentioned something about Philadelphia and the Eagles and a 666 connection. I just forgot what it was. They mentioned this guy one of the most prestigious training grounds in figure skating. The Skating Club of Boston produced Olympic and world champions Dick Button, who died Thursday at age 95. Remember, the NFL season started on 9/5, September 5th. Okay. Look, oh, right here, 60 passengers and 4 crew members on the American Airlines plane and 3 soldiers aboard a training flight on the Black Hawk helicopter are presumed dead. So look, 60 passengers, and then it said a Black Hawk 60. The number was attached to the helicopter, right? So there is a lot of sixes here again, and 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 6, with the 6 from Boston. 2 teenage figure skaters, their mothers, and 2 former world champions. All right, so and look, it says 14 from figure skating community killed. NFL equals 14 and dead equals 14. Okay, right? And you can see how the sports and all of these stories connect. You see NHL 14, NFL 14. Wow, NHL equals 14 like NFL? Oh no, my bad. NFL 14. And then Dead has 14 in 2 ciphers. Look at how Dead has the 22. Right there, like Boston equals 22 and all of the 2s so far. Look at how Dead equals 94 right there. Okay. And didn't we just see a 94 as well? Something referring to 1994? Yes, we did. Along with 1994 pairs world champions Evgenia Shishkova and Vadim Nomov. 94 right there. You see when Dead equals 94? So, and all of that stuff is basically on the fly right there, okay? But we're going to play a news clip, or at least a couple of minutes of it, or maybe at least. And then we'll get into this breakdown furthermore. And, this could be around 30 minutes at least, probably, if I had to take a guess.
A recovery effort underway after an American Airlines jet crashed into an Army helicopter near Reagan National Airport, of course, near Washington, D.C.
Yeah, the terrifying collision was caught on video by an observation camera from EarthCam. You can see the exact moment that the 2 aircraft collide in midair. You can see the fireball there. It happened just before 9 p.m. last night. Officials are still trying to...
You're going to see 9s and 11s. Also, when you see a lot of plane related accidents, there was a huge one back in 2001, right? If you just enter the 9 and the 11, if you don't know already, you'll see that pop up on Google. But yeah, you'll see a lot of 1s and 9s with air-related incidents. Remember, chaos equals 19 as well. Chaos C, crash C. Crash doesn't equal 19, but chaos equals 19. Think about the number 19 connected with that other thing that starts with C that hit in 2020. Remember that?
Determine what caused that crash. We know that minutes before the jet was landing, the American Airlines jetliner was asked to switch runways. They were asked to switch to a smaller runway. They were originally supposed to...
Ooh, that's shady, isn't it?
The American Airlines jetliner was asked to switch runways. They were asked to switch to a smaller runway. They were originally supposed to land on a much larger one that is more commonly used. So they diverted and altered their flight path, started their descent, had their banking that left turn to land, and that's when they had a rapid altitude loss. Air traffic controllers did try to warn the helicopter to pass behind the jet moments before the crash. 2 different audio dispatches to that helicopter. The helicopter pilot, however, did not respond. Now, hundreds of first responders are there at the freezing Potomac River working that scene, trying to, of course, federal investigators.
And think about it, freezing water, ice, figure skating, National Hockey League. I just did the F-35 jet that crashed in Alaska. You think of Alaska, you think of ice, right? And isn't ICE connected with immigration as immigration is trending? Come on, man.
Are there now trying to map out that crash site. And investigators, unfortunately, saying that there are no survivors.
Dozens of bodies already pulled from the river, and those first responders are going to...
And man, I'm not saying these tragedies aren't happening, but why are they taking place? What's behind it? I don't think it's always organic and natural. Do you understand?
Continue recovery effort.
Okay, so we're going to get into it a little bit, right? So you see American Airlines jet and Black Hawk crash. It's not a coincidence that the Winnipeg Jets, that was yesterday, even though it says today, I started doing this breakdown yesterday. It's no coincidence that the Winnipeg Jets on Thursday, the day following this crash, took on the Boston Bruins in the NHL ice hockey. And you see how it connects with figure skating, obviously. Okay? The Jets played Boston the following game. How about that? The Boston Bruins. Notice how Boston has 25 victories as we're in the year 25. Notice how the Jets have 14 losses and 14 figure skaters, 14 from the figure skating community killed in plane crash. You see that? 6 from the Boston club. Notice how Boston has 6 overtime losses as well to go with the year 25 and the 25 wins. Again, 14 losses for Winnipeg, 14 from the figure skating community killed. Look how the Jets have 35 wins going into this game. They ended up winning, by the way. They scored 6 goals. Okay, another 6. Do you understand? And 6 killed from the Boston club. You see the 6 OT losses with the Bruins. Notice how Boston Bruins, B is the second letter of the alphabet. Remember, we had all of the twos, right? They said 2 figure skaters, 2 mothers, 2 something else, right? But it says 14 from figure skating community killed in plane crash. But they kind of centered in on the 6, right? Anyways, notice Winnipeg had 35 wins going into the game. Okay? Well, they now have 36 because they picked up the victory 6-2. And 36 is like 666. You see right here? So they score 6 goals as I'm just like kind of looking at this after the fact, right? I did the breakdown before the game. I went to work, the game hit. Now I'm presenting the breakdown the next AM. So, and Winnipeg's looking really good. Look at how the Jets are first. I don't think it's a coincidence. First in the Central Division. 22 games above 500 there. When Boston has 22 losses, Boston equals 22, and B's the second letter of the alphabet, BB 22. And look here how on the fly, look at their captain, Adam Lowry. Right here, he's also got that 17 on the jersey. And 17 is huge with the NFL right now. Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl, born on the 17th of September. Kendrick Lamar, born on the 17th of June, performing at the halftime of the Super Bowl. Quarterback equals 117. And there's so many 17s that go along with it. But look at how his last name is Lowry. And I just did the Sam Hunt gets arrested breakdown, which I haven't released yet. Speeding, violating interlock device. Okay. I haven't dropped it yet. And that resulting from a DUI he had, the interlock device. But look at his full name. He's got Lowry as his middle name. Okay. And Hunt connects with Clark Hunt, who owns the Kansas City Chiefs. And the Chiefs have running back Kareem Hunt. But on the fly, you get that Lowry connection. This is all with the language. Do you understand? And this guy's born on the 29th of March. This crash is on the 29th of January. Okay? But again, you see the game right there. And while I'm here, the Blackhawks also played on the same day against the Hurricanes. Okay? And notice how the Hurricanes have 32 victories with this win, and they won the game 3-2. You see it right there? Okay. And I didn't catch any more connections with the score here. But let me show you what I was anticipating, but it didn't happen. That's why I don't like encourage gambling. But you see how Winnipeg had 35 going into that game, 35 wins. Well, it was an F-35 jet that crashed in Alaska, and I did that breakdown yesterday. Okay. And that was interesting that the Winnipeg Jets in hockey had 35 wins going into this game. But Jet equals 35. Okay. T, the 10th letter of the alphabet, E, the 5th, and T, the 20th letter. Add it all up, you get 35. And F-35 fighter jet, 149 in the same cipher, and that's the 35th prime number. Okay. And that was a CNN article. Pilot is safe after crash of F-35 fighter jet seen in dramatic video. In Alaska, like ice hockey, like figure skating. Hold on. This says by Oren Lieberman. Is Nancy Lieberman a figure skater? This is on the fly. I may be wrong. Nancy Lieberman. Oh, okay, no, a basketball player. Okay, cool. I was going to say, but she's age 66, just to sync up with the person who did the article. And she's got the first day of the 7th month birthday, 1/7. All right, I was just like, what? I had to check that real quick. Back over here. Oh, wow. Hannah Park. What's Sam Hunt's wife's name? Sam Hunt wife name. Wow, her name's Hannah. With that Lowry connection with the Winnipeg Jets, and Sam Hunt's middle name is Lowry. Look at that, man. His wife's name is Hannah. I just learned of her as I brought her up in that decode, which is yet to release. But dude, this stuff is all by the language, man. Look at that. God. Pretty damn amazing, okay? So, and there's the Black Hawk helicopter. And 60 passengers, 4 crew members, I guess, is what we hear so far. So I'll keep an eye out for another 64 because I missed that as I was doing this. But again, the Chicago Blackhawks played the Carolina Hurricanes. And you think about hurricane, you think of a disaster as this is a disaster. 3 soldiers, 60 passengers, 4 crew members on the airplane, and 3 soldiers aboard a training flight on the Black Hawk helicopter presumed dead after the collision in Washington on Wednesday night. No immediate cause identified, but officials said flight conditions were clear as the jet coming from Wichita was making a routine landing when the helicopter flew into its path. Wichita, W. Wednesday, W. Washington, W. Winnipeg, Jets. Winnipeg, W. You see? I mean, you see how this works, right? It starts with the language. Do you understand? It starts exactly with the language, and again, the Blackhawks lose 3-2 to Carolina. Okay, right there. So, and these 14s hit very big in this breakdown. Remember, dead equals 14 in 2 ciphers. Even figure has the 66 right there, but figure skater 140, ABC 123. 140 is like 14. 14 from figure skating community killed in plane crash. American Airlines flight 114 like 14. US as in United States, US equals 14 and 14. I told you dead equals 14 in 2 ciphers. Okay? And again, American Eagle flight, as the Eagles are about to hit the Super Bowl, that's not a coincidence. And there's another trending story about a bald eagle laying an egg. I saw, come on. Plane crash equals 173 in the reverse cipher. You see the cipher chart breakdown, pretty simple, 26 letters in the alphabet in reverse. Apply it like that. 173 with plane crash, the 40th prime number. United States, USA, and US all equal 40. Even US has 4, like 40. Crash has the 86, like to get rid of, right? You 86 somebody. Even 8 plus 6 is 14. And I just did the Man City versus Club Brugge, like Champions League or whatever. Soccer, football, another football, right? But soccer. And there was 14s and 41s littered all over that breakdown. The guy centered in that breakdown for Man City, uh, can't really think of his nickname right now or his name. His name was Savio, but what he goes by, the name he goes by, it was like Svatino or whatever. Anyways, his birthday's the 10th day of the 4th month, like 14. Man City had 41 points when I looked at their standings at the time of that game. And I think it was like after the game they had 41 points with their wins, loss, and draws and all that. Man City equaled 104 and 41. And I think there was another 41 with that breakdown. But these numbers, they all hit, and when they hit, they show the connections, which are undeniable. And again, man, you're going to have to look at the screen for this one. 14 from figure skating community killed in plane crash, 6 of them from Boston Club. You get the 14 and the 6, like the birthday, the 14th day of the 6th month. Donald Duck orange juice, man. Donald Duck orange juice. I don't know if y'all have tried it. Or you know who the big orange man they could refer to, right? Well, look at the birthday, the 14th day of the 6th month. I mean, we're talking about Washington D.C. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about this character who's heavily trending, and I think this is what they refer to as sacrifices. Do you understand? Okay? The sport of the elected, because it's murder by numbers, right? ABC 123, you know? Go check out the song by The Police and the album Synchronicity. But you see the 14-6. Even, are you kidding me? Washington Fire Chief. Think about the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, right? This, I mean, come on. John Don Ali. Are you kidding me? Said officials do not believe anyone survived. John Donnelly. Look down at the bottom. You see that? Come on, you got to look. It's not a coincidence. This is all by the language. Remember the TikToker, RIP? What was his name? O'Donnell or whatever? The TikTok talker, the fitness guy, RIP? Don't forget, even though this goes a while back, Phil Donahue, RIP. The stuff, it just doesn't stop. Sacrifices, I'm telling you. But this guy believed, he does not believe anyone survived. John Donnelly, these are all characters, man. Okay? Everything you do, you're brought together by names and numbers, even in your life. Do you understand? When you get hired at a job, it's through a computer system. They like to say it's like workplace diversity. They're syncing you up to make it work. Do you understand? And notice one of the victims here, Spencer Lane. When you look at the word plane, like airplane, you get Lane in there. Come on, right? Okay. Spencer Lane among those killed. Even in gematria, Spencer Lane 49, Crash 49, Washington 49. Spencer Lane has the 59 like figure skater. Okay, RIP. And the NFL season began again on the 5th day of the 9th month. The Chiefs played the Ravens on that day. Can you believe it? On Thursday? And now the Chiefs are in the Super Bowl. And don't forget this police chief, fire chief, excuse me, John Donnelly. And look at this. Here's another RIP. Apparently, this is a teen. RIP. Gina Hahn and Spencer Lane and their mothers were among those killed. Well, when I first did this research, this popped up. This other Gina Hahn, who's an Instagram star. You get one less N in Gina. Or if it's Han, I don't know if it's Han or Han. But look at the name is the same, but you get one less N. And this is what first popped up. I added that picture because this is the Instagram star here. I added the picture to this. This is famous birthdays. So this is another Gina Han, different spelling with Gina. Look at this character's birthday, January 30th. This Instagram star went viral for various travels, artistic explorations. But look at her birthday, January 30. And this plane crash was one day before, January 29. So one Gina Han goes, one day she's gone, RIP, one day before this Gina Han's birthday. You see that? I think this is how they keep the balance. That's why if you ever do become famous somehow, some way, tragedy will follow with your loved ones, right? That's how it balances. They're not just going to let the world run wild, everybody be successful, the leaders of the world lose their spots. That's not how they operate. They're going to control everything and keep it balanced. Do you understand? To keep control. So your whole family is not going to be a success story. Do you understand? That's why you get LeBron James and it appears Bronny sucks ass, right? You know what I'm saying? You get LeBron, a lot of people think is the GOAT or whatever. And then Bronny, they're highlighting how he sucks. Do you understand? And that's not the first time. Michael Jordan, I'll wait. Name the successful basketball players in that family besides him. I'll wait. Do you understand? You even get negative stories with his son Marcus. Think about it. Okay? Now that's not the same everywhere, but I'm just saying. Think about it. Even this character, okay? Evgenia Shishkova. Look at Gematria. 76 like figure skater. 86 like Crash. Okay? And she's pair champions with Vadim Namov of Russia. Okay? RIP. You see that? Look at his birthday. The 4th month, the 7th day. 47. DC, as in Washington, D.C. DC equals 47 with this crash. DC, you also get 7 and 7. United States equals 77. Okay? Come on, right? That's just how it is, man. You even get Fox 11 and DC equals 11 with this news clip. Wow. So let's play this news clip now. Holy crap.
Been listening right now to WTTG. We're now taking over to show you this. This is video from the Kennedy Center camera, and you see that.
Not to mention you get Kennedy. Come on.
Explosion right there. That is the moment when this small plane apparently crashed into a helicopter.
I mean, that was a far ass ways away. It looks legitimate. And again, these crashes and stuff may be legitimate and sympathy with any victims if that is the case, right? But if it's not the case, shame on the people pulling this stunt off, right?
You see a fireball, and then, Marla, we see that plane head down towards the Potomac River.
Oh, what an image there. And according to our sister station in D.C., WTTG, that in fact is confirmed that a small aircraft collided with a helicopter. They were hearing that.
Oops.
Been listening right now to W.
Confirmed, but according to our sister station in D.C., Fox 5 there, they have confirmed that it is a helicopter and a small aircraft that has collided. Again, this is courtesy of the...
And there's that 11 again. I told you. And DC equals 11. I told you when you see that 11, you can connect it to these air-related incidents, okay? As well as the 9. And even 911 equals emergency. But look up 911 and air-related incidents. You'll see if you don't know already. And Kobe Bryant's RIP anniversary was just a few days back. That was an air-related RIP as well. Do you understand? And notice how LA is synced up right here. You see that? With Waymo. with all of those tragedies over there. So that's probably connected to that. And what happened to those fires? We don't hear about them now. But now we usher in all of these LA stories and the change going on. Come on, man.
Kennedy Center, the moment of impact.
Yeah. And listen.
You see what I'm saying? And that's the thumbnail we get. So you can compare the breakdown with some of your sellout YouTubers and let me know what you think, okay? Right? But I mean, this is coming from me. I wasn't even going to do it, but you know, it connects with this other breakdown I had already with the Alaska uh F-35 jet going down, right? So there's a whole lot going on. They're still giving information as this is still trending. A few days will go by, they'll be off to another story. What? It was drones, then it was the wildfires. Now, those are unheard of now. And now this story, and then this will go away and they'll move on to the next thing. That's how they do it. And it's all distractions. And it's all done for a reason, as these patterns are undeniable. 14 from figure skating community killed in plane crash, 6 of them from Boston Club. I hope it's a sympathetic story with that, and with the energy put out there. Kind of a downer, a bummer, but I mean, we're used to this by now. There's always more out there, and there's always more to break down, but I'll leave it at that. So as more details come out, shout out to anybody who may view this. I hope you see what I see, and you start to, as even though I break down these stories emotionally, I'm distanced from these stories. You understand? Because I see through this script and this code, and I urge y'all to maybe eventually at your own pace just inch slower and slower to get to this point where I'm at now, and just remove yourself. Know these are just stories. Okay? So shout out to y'all. Until next time, peace.